Hi everybody, so welcome back to another video. So today's video, I want to be showing you my new recommended LED bulb replacement for your Honda vehicles with projector headlamps that take a H11 low beam bulb and a 9005 high beam bulb. So for example, a 2015 or 16 Honda CRV with the Touring headlights, like you can see here with projectors. Any 2017 2022 Honda CRV has projector headlights. They also came in Accords and Civics that used projector lights, many different Honda vehicles specifically. So for years I have recommended, out of all the bulbs I've tested, these Hikari Hyperstar bulbs. They work very good. One of them is a 9005, one is an H11. Similar bulb, different connector. They put a lot of light down the road. They had nice quiet fans. There was no EMI interference. And obviously the most important thing was they were super bright and worked very well with a Honda OEM projector. No extra glare to oncoming drivers. But LED technology moves very fast, and it's now on to a new bulb. They're phasing these out. You still can get them, but they're becoming harder to find and more expensive. So Hikari has launched a new brand called Luxster. These are supposed to be much brighter bulbs, which is interesting because these are really bright. And they come in kind of a new package that I wanted to go over with you today. So if we look here, you can see that they've retained a small bulb size, but there is this separate driver module right here. They have, it's called this tri-copper cooling tubes. So you can see the copper tubes there. Those are supposed to channel the heat away from the LED chip. You can see that the chips themselves are a similar 6 pattern chip. So I'll be curious to see how they compare. Now, one thing I will say is that these new bulbs are actually quite a bit cheaper than the Hyperstars. So for a Hyperstar, a set of H11s is $100 and a set of 9005s is $100. You can get this set of H11 and 9005s together for $120. So it's a much better price to get them as a set, all 4 bulbs for $120. And when I bought them, they were on special for $100. So they do run specials. They were only $100 for all 4. So I'll have a link in the description below where you can buy these bulbs. I'm going to show you how easy they are to install, and then we're going to try them out. All right, so on the back of the projector here, I'm just going to turn the bulb into position, rotate it till it stops. The wire is facing down. And the Hondas are nice because you don't have to tuck this inside of the housing. What we'll do is we will connect it and probably just zip tie this to another harness in here just to keep it from moving around. It's the same thing. So you can identify what bulb you have by looking on here. This is 9005. This is our high beam. Same thing. Just gonna get it in place. So it is important to note that the bulbs can rotate slightly in the housing, which is normal. Now we'll just plug everything back in. Alright, so one thing to note is that these are polarity sensitive, unlike the Hyperstars. So you just, if they don't come on when you turn them on, just flip it around. Alright, so it's going to be pretty impossible to see on camera here, but just looking at the 2 bulbs, we have the new one on the left and the Hyperstar, the older one on the right. Color temperature, you can see This is a little bit higher color temperature, just initially looking at it. It's still daylight. As soon as it gets dark, I'm gonna go for a drive and just look at it with both new bulbs in. Okay, so the one thing that immediately stands out to me is that the new one, which will be on the right, is a little bit brighter, and you can really see that with the high beams. So if I go ahead and turn them on camera, look how on camera it looks almost like there's a line going up over here. It's basically about twice as bright on the high setting. Hopefully that's visible on camera. I mean, it looks at least twice as bright. The hot spot is incredible. Now in the projector, same thing. The hot spot is brighter on the right hand side here and much dimmer on the left. This might be easier to see. So if I cover the old one, you can see the hot spot right there. Really strong, nice cutoff on the garage door. If I move over here and block off the new one, you can see there's a hot spot, but it looks very dim in comparison to the new light. I mean, it's not even close how much brighter these new ones are. So I cannot wait to see them on the road. All right, so here's both low beam headlights. I flip on the highs. Yeah, it's insane how much light these things are throwing. All right, so here we are on the road. This is a main 2-lane paved road with just the low beams. Go ahead and flip on the highs real quick. Lows. All right, so my initial impression is, honestly, I was looking for a good replacement from the same company for the Hyperstars. And I'm actually blown away with how much more light these have. They're cheaper, they put out more light, so it's just going to be a matter of longevity. They do dim a little bit over time. I've had multiple sets of them. I've had a single set of them for over 2 years now, and they still work good, the old ones. So hopefully these last just as long as the Hyperstars did. They are bright. Alright, so I'm turning on to a dark gravel country road. So I'm really impressed. Again, I'll have a link in the description below. Not a sponsored video at all. I bought these with my own money, and I'm always looking for a good set of replacement bulbs for projector lenses on Honda vehicles. So if you like them, again, like I said, there'll be a link in the description. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them below. Like and subscribe as always, and until next time, we'll see you later.